Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Laz Jr. Let's get into it. Riley Gaines. She is a Division One swimmer, and she decided to hang up her, I can't say swim trunks, hang up her bathing suit, taking a break from swimming, to knock on this door and to address the attack on biological women in sports. Men should play in the men's sports and women should play in women's sports. That's how she feels. I agree. Let's get into it.
Back to Riley Gaines now. Riley, this is an important moment. How do you feel?
I feel grateful for the leadership of Greg Suby, for the leadership of Speaker McCarthy, Virginia Fox, Claudia Tenney, all the co-sponsors of this bill for standing up for women. Of course, it's almost ironic. The left was once a party that embraced women and fought for women's rights, and now we've seen this narrative being totally flipped. It just shows the war on women is underway, and the Democrats will pay for this in 2024.
I want to revisit what you were up against as a woman, as an NCAA Division I athlete. It just, first of all, just a pause. It takes a lot to be who you as a student athlete are, just in general. But you were going up against, and just to tell people, 2018, 2019, Leah Thomas, a.k.a. William, was competing with the men's team before competing against you, Riley, ranked up 554th in the 200 freestyle, 65th ranking in the 500 freestyle. Could not compete against the men.
Nope, couldn't compete.
And there you two are on the podium. Take us back again to the competition between you and Leah Thomas, and why it jarred, not just you,
Here we go. You heard the numbers and the stats of this young man right here who claims to be a trans woman, was getting his butt whooped against the men, couldn't compete. A lot of men will see it like I see it. Well, he couldn't get it done here and he couldn't beat the men over here. So he decided, I'm going to go live my life as a woman. And that he's whooping up on a woman. Prime example of how much different it is for a man versus a woman. When the women want to get better at sports, you know what they do? A lot of them do. They play against the men and swimming and basketball and football, whatever it is. They play against us, not the other way around. Let's get back into it.
not just your team, but the entire sport, all of NCAA sports.
Absolutely. So that first day of competition was the 500 freestyle. This was not an event that I did, so I sat on the side of the pool and watched as Leah Thomas won, beating out Olympians, beating out American record holders, the most impressive female swimmers this country has ever seen by body lengths. This one swimmer beat every other swimmer in the country by seconds. So that next day of competition was the 200 freestyle, which wasn't the event that Thomas and I raced in, and ultimately resulted in a tie. We went the exact same time down to the 100th of a second. And so upon tying, we go behind the awards podium where the official looks at both Thomas and myself and says, "Great job, you guys tied, but we have one trophy. So this trophy goes to Leah." And when I questioned him, I said, why? Why are you adamant on giving this trophy to Thomas? He says, well, Thomas has to have the trophy for photo purposes. You can pose with this one, but you'll have to give it back. You go home empty-handed. Leah takes the trophy home. And that is when my eyes were, I knew the unfair competition was wrong, and I knew the locker room being forced to change in front of someone who was fully intact with an exposing male genitalia. I knew that was wrong. But when this NCAA official reduced everything that I had worked my entire life for, every girl at that meet had worked their entire life for, down to a photo op for a male, that's when I knew I had had enough and I was done waiting for someone else to speak out on behalf.
You know, the crazy thing is, too, is this. This man was in the locker room getting dressed with the women and all of that. And he still had his Johnson Bratworth. And, at the end of the day, it was wrong for them to do that. They didn't think about the other girls in the locker room. He should have went and changed in the men's locker room. That wasn't right, that was wrong, and shame on them for allowing that to happen. I can't believe it. Now, if I or any man was to go inside the women's locker room, they would be screaming and yelling and calling the police. If a woman went inside the men's locker room, what would happen? What would happen? I'm pretty sure the men will speak up, hey, you got to get out of here. Because somebody will be like, if we was in your locker room, you'd be screaming, calling the police. You're in our locker room. All it takes is for somebody to touch you and you can say they assaulted me and they're going to jail. Now get out of our locker room. The two are separate. Girls, boys, women, men. That's the way it's supposed to be. Let's get back into it.
Half of female athletes, it really hit me that if we as female athletes weren't willing to stick up for ourselves, how could we expect someone else to stick up for us?
Yeah.
A victory today, and I so appreciate you taking us inside your journey. It's important to know and to remember what's at stake here. So as Congresswoman Virginia Foxx just said moments ago, this is step one. There are many more steps. You've dedicated your life now. You were going to do something different, and you may get to that original dream, which was, just real quickly, remind us what that was.
So I was set to be in dental school this year. I had every hopes and dreams of becoming an endodontist, but I've put that aside because I've realized dental school will always be there. But the relevance and the importance behind this issue, seeing firsthand what's at stake if someone doesn't fight for this, I realized that that opportunity might not always be there. And so you're exactly right. I've totally changed my life plans from what I thought I would be doing.
Riley Gaines, God bless you in your struggle and your fight, and your congratulations to you and those on.
Hey, I gotta say, I applaud her too. I applaud her too, standing up for women. Women, biological women. Yep.
On the hill there, we're seeing some other athletes at the podium now, women athletes there too. It is a very big day. And we'll see what happens coming down the pike as the Biden administration also wants to somehow manipulate Title IX, which was put in place for all of us women. So that's going to tell a big tale. Great to see you. Thank you.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Who knows what Biden is going to do, because, see, Biden is for gender care. He's for it. He's for mutilating children, and he's for giving children hormone blockers. He's for that. A lot of people that are Democrats are for that. I can tell you, I'm nor a Democrat nor Republican. And I'm not for hurting children. Nope. It's a lot of things that I'm not for. I applaud this young lady. I do. And everybody out there that is standing up against the tradition that has been going on in this country we call America. It's simple stuff. Simple. Now, who's going to stand up for the school shootings? There's been so many school shootings. So many. Anyway, in this case, I'm happy for this young lady. I applaud her. Good job. Keep up the good work. And I support you. What are your thoughts on this video? Please comment. Till next time, God bless.